In our last video titled Automating Commission Plans, I used our blog Deconstructing Sales Commission Software to walk you through a structured yet flexible framework that Sales Cookie uses to automate 99% of commission plans out there. In today's video, I'm going to focus on time-dependent variables, which is another key component used by Sales Cookie to make sense of all commission-related numbers. So in your commission structure, you probably use rates, thresholds, quotas, bonuses, start dates, so forth. And each of these numbers could actually change by team or by rep over time. So how do we manage, and bring order to this chaos? Sales Cookie has this concept of time-dependent custom variables. So essentially, say a simple example, we have a variable called a quota. We can, assign it to different reps, and we can also assign, for different time periods. So say we run a calculation for the month of January. The system would only look up the metrics or the quotas for the reps for the month of January versus for February looking up the right metrics and so forth. So I highly recommend checking out our KB article on how custom variable works, because that gets into details on how you can define custom variables on users, teams, plans, and when it makes sense to use custom variables. So obviously you'd want to use it when values change over time, from quarter to quarter, month to month, or say values are fixed but could potentially change in future. So a really simple example might be, say you always have been paying out 10% commission, but in future that rate could change. So it could be as simple as, assigning a custom variable of a rate with a value of 10%, but in future you could, put it higher or lower depending on what you want to do. You can also use custom variables to drive cumulative behavior, meaning you set up monthly custom variable values, but those can be used in both monthly and quarter to date or year to date plans. And then our custom variables can also be set up as lookup tables if that's something you need. And then obviously you could manage custom variable on a user by user or a team by team basis. But what we really recommend is going in under our settings tools, using one of our bulk tools to set up user quotas or team quotas, and this then allows you to manage it. It's an interactive spreadsheet. Just drop in the right values, drop in the time period that they apply to, and now you can automatically update all of those numbers and centrally manage it within Sales Cookie. And then, once it's configured, once your custom variables have been input, Sales Cookie is going to run through all of those 5 processing steps of our framework in terms of filtering, evaluating, crediting, attainment, and rewarding to make sure that the correct formulas and correct values are being looked up for each of your custom variables. In some cases, you might have reps changing teams or changing or joining different plans. We allow for effective dating of both plans. So you could prorate or use full quotas depending on when the rep joined or left a plan. Same thing on teams. And then finally, obviously, we want to make sure that as you make changes to these numbers, there's a good audit log and you have a good snapshot of when which metrics were used. So for example, Sales Cookie takes a full snapshot of your plan configuration each time you run a calculation. So it allows you to go back and see, okay, in Q1, these were the metrics I used, these were the variables I used, versus Q2. The plan could obviously take into account the Q2 metrics. So I hope this conversation was helpful for you to understand time-dependent variables. Any questions or comments, drop us a line at info@salescookie.com. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.